Andy Warhol, a pop artist, I did a project about him. You know, his whole career hinged on the ability of the individual to take mass media iconography and replicate it. A collaboration I did, I think, very much informed the current work and ongoing work I'm doing in the work in this group with Alvin, who's considered to be one of the founding figures of computer graphics. That's me and Sutherland. So
from the ground, I think we are unleashing the creativity. So as Alvin said, so I would like to share a little bit of history about our company actually. So Demos is not starting like this year or last year. It's starting 2021. So from its first day, we are actually thinking about this. Thanks. So we are doing something like this. So it's like this one. So this is like a globe that's full of cameras. So this is called light field technology, and we do this for reconstructing people. There's this is a smaller one. We got another much bigger one. Have like 200 cameras around, and people can dance inside, and we can do very high quality 3D reconstruction. That's back in 2021. That's the technology we have. By that time, when we founded this company, we have no idea. Like in 2024, we're doing generative AI stuff. Can predict the future. But why we ended up here, because we are lucky, we have the top research team, and we have, we do 3D scanning, so we have a lot of data here. So then we ended up in here doing the 3D, generative AI. So things develop so fast. Even like half a year ago, the raw data quality isn't as good as today. So it's not production ready, to be honest. But today it is. Yesterday we demonstrated this. As an example, so we took in a picture of the Peter Thiel here speaking, and but what is surprising, there's a microphone in front of this Peter Thiel, but in the reconstruction we have pulled this camera out of his mouth. Otherwise, probably not saying half a year, even just 2 or 3 months ago, that's impossible. You have the mic stick into the statue's mouth. So things change so fast. So people don't really need to limit their, imagination. Just within current technology, think about what's going to happen next, right? And I think I had another topic regarding some, copyright issue that may encounter, but I think that's going to be covered in another part. So I'll just stop there.
So earlier in the panels, we heard from some panelists talking about copyrights and IPs. So I wonder, when the technology evolving so fast, when we have immersive stories, immersive environments, interactive technology, how does the copyright matter to creators, and how do they protect themselves, and how do you see this landscape is evolving? Maybe we can start with Philip.
That's good. So I just keep talking. We noticed the problem that actually I have no strong personal opinion regarding copyright, but we are still having some problem. We are taking here. We are not that big, but we are try our best to avoid this. Say Peter Thiel, I'm using his image to generate a statue and put that in my house or somewhere. I didn't get consent from this Peter Thiel, so that's kind of working the gray zone. And also, there's a lot of gaming, company trying using our tools, or individuals, studios. Someone say okay, generate me a Pikachu, something like that. Of course, as 3D tools, we are generating that for them, but is that legit? We're trying our best to avoid this, but we're still in that gray zone. I believe, the regulation is gonna, fit into this much better, but, things are still working on that, I think. There's always technology and the regulations are beating themselves whenever, the amount of time, even when the phone is inventing, when the digital book is inventing, how do you control this? So I believe this problem will be solved, but still, just be careful on this. That's my mistake.
Progress in our society for the last thousands of years, right? So in fact, you stand on the shoulder of giants. That whole idea is that I've learned from all those people before me. Right? If you look at Picasso said, good artists copy and great artists steal. Right? I mean, he's actually a proponent of stealing and copying, because that allows you to become great. So I don't think we need to be afraid of copying. we should be concerned when it is our only means to survive. When it becomes the only way that we can make an income is through creating unique art that we protect and use that as that gives us value. But if we can move into a society where we can move away from
the artist, the screenwriter, it's really important, right, to prevent the other stage of exploitation. But going in the other direction, allowing creators to collaborate or to pursue bigger image making technologies like what AI enables, I think is a different case altogether.
There's as much of the ethical issues that a lot of people are concerned about. I think being able to own your own identity, I think that is important because in the future, if we do have a global metaverse where our avatars represents us and the behavior of the avatar can then influence how the world treats us or what access we have to. I think at that point, that identity will actually be more important than our ID cards or our phones. Social networks today versus the youth, where all of our identities today is tied to our work. Well, not all, but a lot of it. Not just for our work to make an income, but also our work as who we are. It's our identity to the public. And so we need to make sure that when that's taken away for large swaths of the population, 20, 30, 40, 50% of the population. Right now in the US is 65% of the population are white collar workers. And white collar workers are the first people that will be displaced by AI when it becomes agentic. That agentic AI is starting this year and will become AGI within 5 years if you listen to all the experts that were on the screen. So within the next 5 years, our society needs to be able to adapt to a world where somewhere between 30 to 50% of the population will be unemployed in traditional basis. And we need to make sure that they have something to do, not just be able to survive. And UBI will solve the survival part, which the government isn't talking about enough, but we need to do. But the other part is, once you survive, you don't want to just be at home doing nothing, right? You need to be paid so that you then have a purpose in life. And we need to give people that purpose. We need to help them find that purpose. And I actually think that everybody has an artist inside them. In fact, Friedrich Nietzsche said that's the core of every person is an artist, right? So we need to release the artist in them so that we give them a three-dimensional space for them to create worlds. And those worlds, they can both do social activities as well as commercial activities, so that they feel like they're contributing. And I think that's one of the topics that really is not getting enough attention in this book. I think if you can make use of this for global good versus individual good, I think that's the focus I would put. Because if you did that, then they would automatically solve a lot of the problems that is being created by this.
That's awesome. And while all the solutions and when AI becomes more agentic, it becomes our creative partners, and creators can create more, tell better stories. What do you think that are the biggest challenges and pitfalls right now that creators and filmmakers are facing nowadays?
From my perspective, I feel like a lot of people are limiting their imagination to the tools of what they see today. And if you look at the speed of change in this industry, essentially we are going up a straight wall right now, where every week there are new papers being released, new versions of tools being released, new capabilities, and it's just getting smarter, more comprehensive, just better physics models. Everything is so much dramatically better than it was just 6 months ago. And we can't limit kind of what's possible. And a lot of people are saying, oh, that will never happen. Because look at, I just found 6 fingers on this picture, or on this video, or this gymnast isn't doing the right physics. That will not be a problem in 6 months. Right? So think about your dream of what a creative tool. Essentially, you have a full 1,000-person studio at your disposal.
what can you make? That should be the mindset. And if you have that mindset, I think you're going to be able to create things that are truly going to take advantage of what's coming.
Wow, yeah, that's a great question. I think about this a lot. And is my mic okay?
Yes.
Is it okay? I'm burdened by this because I'm teaching virtual production, utopian mixture of these 2D and 3D workflows within, especially virtual production, because ultimately it's just camera tracking at that point. But all of these toolkits, no matter what, are certainly rapidly enriching and advancing the creative process for the students. So one of the great initiatives that I have at Emerson is that we're building out a really nice big virtual production studio space. We're going to be able to have a world-class scale immersive environment situation. I'm working with a lot of robotics there. This is our little robots doing transformations into other robots with the Stream Fusion app. And yeah, I think that, but then of course that we have invested in these things like virtual production with the physical, tangible dimensions of it. But as these workflows become more ubiquitous, you can do this in your home with a big screen TV. So I think it's really exciting, as many speakers have already pointed out, to see how these tools are going back into the hands of the makers and creators and really becoming a ubiquitous force for.
Putting into all sorts of virtual environment. So where's the line to be drawn? And how do you think about the future of the ethics in telling stories? Philip? Or maybe Ben?
Yeah, I think this is a great question, and I'm working on a 3D scanning project of humans for rigging, animating, and bringing to the meta.
Will be made using AI tools by an indie studio. So, and I think there's a very good chance that will happen.
These are predictions you've made in January, or as of this, this year,
December 31st, end of last year. And I think actually about 30% of them have already come true in the last 2 months. so the world is moving very quickly. Thank you.
Philip?
Sure. I would just like to, I haven't read the list thoroughly, but speaking for like AR, XR, I believe, together, AI with XR is like a huge, fusion coming up here. So the XR is not evolving. One perspective is expensive, it's like cost of material, something like that. And now there is a user adoption. So right now we can open up the Apple Vision Pro Matic class. You can only play Beat Saber, you can just play that. Those games are preset here and it's also expensive. But think about that, you got an AI that's creating you a game in just like $5 and you play your own games, you can distribute that to your friends and that's all in 3D in your headset. So think about it this way. So more and more people are going to adopt this with the enhance of the generative AI, and this gonna make the whole process go even faster. So
environments, the metaverse, all of these ideas. And the most recent thing I've been thinking about was very much, so this was like if we artificially generated a family, if we took an entire family's life story, the way AI is going to impact our social selves and come back into how we understand our futures and our pasts is going to be really profound in the next few years, where you'll be able to more rapidly prototype possible paths. You'll be able to visualize future situations, dynamically seeing them spatially, actually feeling like yourself is the media of your own evolution. You can kind of craft and create. Good job. Amazing. Brilliant.
Okay, thank you so much again, Alvin and Daniel and Philip and